Just a heads up, everybody, the live stream is on.
Oh, mine says Holmdel Township.
Yeah, I think you just,
I need to change that somewhere. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you, Prakash.
Perfect. Thank you.
Wendy, at 7:30, want to open the meeting?
do we have everybody in? We have a quorum? Not yet.
We lost Tom. We have a quorum. So why don't you,
Okay, all right. Okay, this is the public session of the Holmdel Township Committee meeting scheduled for November 10th, 2020 at 7:30 PM. This meeting is being conducted on a remote electronic basis using Zoom with live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10, and the regulations governing remote meetings, NJAC 5:39-1.5, I hereby announce that adequate notice and electronic notice of this meeting was provided in a notice dated November 4th that was sent to the Asbury Park Press, Two River Times, posted on the bulletin board on the main access door to Township Hall, filed in the clerk's office, and posted on the township's website, www.holmdeltownship.com. Please be advised that the agenda for tonight's meeting is also available for download on the township website. Members of the public wishing to provide comment at the designated times may do so over the Zoom platform by clicking the raise hand button or by dialing *9 if accessing this meeting by telephone. Public commenters are asked to provide their name and address prior to comment and shall be limited to 3 minutes. Public comments may not include disruptive conduct such as profanity. Public commenters are reminded that this meeting is being live streamed over the internet, which will be archived on the township's YouTube and Facebook pages, and that the recordings of the public meeting are public records subject to the Open Public Records Act. Mayor Bontempo?
Here.
Ms. Weber?
here?
Mr. Critelli?
Here.
Dr. Pascucci is not here this evening. And Mr. Santana?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Honor our troops both home and abroad to protect us tirelessly each and every day. Thank you. The first motion of business is approval of minutes. You want to do them in one? When do you want them individually?
I'll do them as one, but I'll read them all out, okay?
Okay.
Approval of minutes for the September 22nd, 2020 executive and public sessions. Approval of the minutes for the October 5th, 2020 special session, and approval of the minutes for October 13th, 2020 executive and public sessions, which were forwarded to on October 30th for the Township Committee review.
Have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Critelli?
Yes, for the meetings that I attended.
Okay. Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
All the minutes have been approved.
So before we go to the public comment on agenda items, Council, do you have an adjustment to the agenda tonight?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just two brief notes for the committee's benefit and the public's benefit as well. Resolution 2020-354 is a shared services agreement. To clarify a typo, the agreement will be for $45,000 per year. And in Resolution 2020-356 will be added to the consent agenda It approves a site plan waiver for the commons at Holmdel, and that resolution was forwarded to the committee earlier this morning.
Thank you. So public comment on agenda items only, any public comment?
First public comment is Carol.
Just take yourself off mute and state your name and address for the record.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep, all set.
Okay.
I think you muted yourself again.
Okay. How about now?
Good.
Good. All right. I noticed on the agenda tonight in executive session, you had an item for New Jersey Natural Gas. Can you give the public any update on this at all?
To state all your questions or comments, and then we'll answer them.
Okay. First of all, Mayor, I'd like to congratulate you on your re-election. Congratulations. And the other thing I wanted to ask about is the location of the tree for Sam Schramko. And also the auction date. Those are my three questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. We'll remove you, and then Council, you want to touch on New Jersey Natural Gas? I'm not sure if there's anything public yet. Can you answer that, please?
Sure, Mayor. I think the best is to let folks know about the current procedural posture. We obviously can't go beyond that. The committee did speak in executive session with its special counsel who is representing the township in the litigation. I can tell you that the Office of Administrative Law had a hearing over the course of 6 days. The township was represented by its special counsel. And now that the trial is concluded, there are some post-trial submissions that both sides are preparing. And then it will be submitted to the judge for a decision. The judge has a window to complete that decision, but often they request extensions. So it could be, again, several months until we have a final outcome, but the township is certainly fighting as much as it can in order to have Jersey Natural Gas's petition dismissed.
Thank you, Councilor. Misha, you want to touch on location for the tree and also the auction?
Sure. The answer is I don't have a location for the tree or the auction or a date for the auction yet. Our Department of Public Works and Recreation Department will work with the donors of the tree to determine the best location that both makes the donors happy and satisfies the needs of the community. In terms of the auction date, I don't believe it's been set yet, but you can go to govdeals.com and all of the auction dates will be posted once they are.
Thank you. Carrie, anybody else in queue for public on the agenda?
There are no other public comments at this time, Mayor.
Okay, none else being seen, we will close public comment and move to consent agenda resolutions 2023-34 through 2023-56 per the amended by Councilor. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Third. Roll call, please.
Mr. Critelli?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes, with a note.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
So resolutions 2023-34 to 2023-56 have been successfully passed.
Perfect. Thank you, Wendy.
Welcome.
Wendy, you want to do the introduction of ordinances for this evening?
Yep, introduction of ordinance 2020-25 is an ordinance authorizing use of third-party payroll disbursement agent. Motion to adopt on first reading and publish in the Asbury Park Press and set the public hearing for November 24th, 2020.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Critelli?
Yes.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
And the next one, ordinance is 2020-26, which is an ordinance approving outdoor dining as accessory use. Motion to adopt on first reading and publish in the Asbury Park Press and set the public hearing for November 24th, 2020.
Yes.
Motion,
Move.
Second.
roll call.
Mr. Critelli?
Fred.
Mr. Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
And the next item would be hearings on ordinance. And it's a hearing on ordinance 2020-24, which is an ordinance approving revisions to Chapter 30, Section 13, titled Guarantees and Inspections and Related Provisions.
Thank you, Wendy. Any questions or comments from the Township Committee? Being none, open up for public comment. Carrie?
There are no hands up at this time, Mayor. Oh, I'm sorry. Spoke too soon. Carol is the first public comment.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. The reference to developer in the ordinance, does that also include individual residents, homeowners that are building on a single lot?
Are there any other questions that you have, Ms. Ballmer?
No.
Okay. So the term developer is used in the context of an applicant before the boards, I believe, if I believe you're referencing the terms involving the site plan agreements.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So a single family home would be site plan exempt under the municipal land use law and township ordinance. So they would not have to go before a board. They obviously just pull permits. So those provisions would not be applicable to a single family home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there are no other public comments at this time.
Okay. Seeing none other, we will close public comment. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Critelli?
Yeah.
Mr. Santana?
Yes.
Ms. Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Bontempo?
Yes.
Motion, ordinance 2020-26 was successfully passed.
Perfect. Thank you, Wendy.
I'm sorry, 24.
24.
2020-24. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you. We'll go departments. I know we have 1111. Administrator, you want to touch on the best practices?
Sure. So every year, the state puts out what they call the best practices inventory. Every municipality has to respond to it. They change the questions on the best practices every single year, but there's a minimum number of yes answers that every town needs to get in order to get their full funding. We have gone through, Bill did most of the work, so thank you very much, Bill. We were able to answer in the affirmative a satisfactory amount of times, so we do not anticipate any reduction in funding as a result of the best practices inventory. If any of the members of the Township Committee have any questions on any of our answers or the best practices in general, I'm happy to answer them, or Bill or I are happy to answer.
Good. Thank you, Sean.
Okay. And then if I may, Mayor, just a couple of other things. I wanted to just thank our fantastic staff who, despite COVID times, managed to pull off a really awesome Halloween drive-through instead of a drive-through at the end of October. It was a first-time event, and the recreation staff was creative, and it seemed like a fantastic day for families. The recreation department also did a socially distanced senior citizen lunch and bingo. So I just really want to thank their efforts. And then also, and all of the groups that joined in for the drive-through too. We had the police, the EMS, the fire department, the CERT team, the Boy Scouts. I'm probably forgetting another group, but it was really just a great turnout and a really nice event. We also this weekend had a jam-packed, in a socially distant way, paper shredding event and rabies clinic. So I want to thank everybody that worked on that, our public works, our police department, our tax collecting office. It really was great to be able to do those things despite all of the restraints that we have. Just some upcoming things too. I want everyone to know tomorrow is Veterans Day. And we will be holding our annual Veterans Day ceremony at Veterans Park at 10:30 in the morning. We welcome everyone to come. We're asking everyone to wear masks and stay socially distant, of course. And then also, every year there are families that struggle around Thanksgiving time, but with COVID, this is a particularly difficult year for some families. And so the Township Committee is hosting a turkey and store gift card drive. So if any members of the public want to donate either a turkey or a gift card to a grocery store to help a family in need, we are accepting them at Town Hall. The turkeys we're accepting between 8:30 and 4:30 Monday through Friday, when anyone can leave it with the officer at the door. The gift cards you can put in the slot for sewer or tax collection, and we'll gather those. We gather those on a daily basis. I also want to say, if anybody knows of a family that might be in need, please let us know. There's a form you can fill out on our website. You can also just call the administration office. We will keep it confidential, but we want to make sure that we help Holmdel families that need it. That is all for my report, but I'm happy to answer any other questions that you guys may have.
No, thank you. Great report. Any questions? Perfect. Thank you, Sharon. Roll right to our CFO. Bill, any updates from you?
Just one thing. On Thursday, we're going to go out for some temporary one-year financing, $7 million. This will give us the balance of the money we need for the firehouse, also for our 2020 road project, and also the acquisition of various equipment and vehicles for this year. And I'll report to you the next meeting what type of interest rate we have received.
Perfect. Thank you, Bill. Any questions for Bill? Thank you. Counselor?
Good evening, Mayor. The only update I had was New Jersey Natural, which I think got covered earlier. I'm certainly available if there's any questions.
Perfect. Thank you. Any questions for our attorney? Thank you, Mike. Boards and committees. Committeeman Santana, I can start with you.
No update, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Committeeman Critelli.
No report tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Weber.
Yes, I have a couple things. Thank you. The Human Relations Committee is now meeting weekly. We upped our frequency of meetings. We're making some, I think, really tangible progress. We have 4 recommendations already in the works, and we're, going very systematically to address different areas, and I expect we'll have more. And we're really, able to have valuable discussion and also to be able to reach consensus. So I'm very excited with the hard work and the commitment of everyone on that committee to meeting on a weekly basis. That's a huge commitment. So thank you to the committee members. Then the Traffic and Bike Safety Committee, had submitted their initial set of recommendations and got a response from Sharon that we're in the process of reviewing. We've also submitted a resolution to Sharon to be shared hopefully with the Township Committee for adoption for complete streets. And we're beginning the process of mapping out our recommendations, because yours truly in particular could not handle trying to visually keep the names and pieces of every street in Holmdel in my head. So we're getting a map and trying to outline, where we think it makes sense to have a bike lane, where we need an off-road bike pedestrian path. And the goal is our initial goal is to try to achieve connectivity from the high school to all the way through Holmdel Park, Bellworks, Bayonet, Village School, Cross Farm, and then to Thompson. So kind of end to end, and looping in the 2 county parks and hopefully being able to partner with them. So we're working on the details. We're down to the width of the street and how much room you have for a car and a bike. And, it's getting pretty specific, but I think we'll have some valuable input shortly, which we will then share with the township engineer to kind of take it to the next step so we can start applying for grants and funding to help with some of these things. So again, another really hardworking committee everyone's making almost every single meeting. I'm super impressed and very grateful.
Right. Thank you very much. So I have a couple quick updates. The signage we've been placing around town for reminding people to lock their vehicles, take their keys is actually working. We're seeing less car thefts in Holmdel, and the potential thieves are now car thieves are moving to other towns to steal cars, which is a good thing, right? It's not good they're stealing cars, it's good that we're actually stopping thefts going on in Holmdel. So thank you, and we want to continue up, so we'll continue to do signage where appropriate and getting the message out. We had if you didn't pass town hall lately, you could see the demo of the old recreation / first aid building where the new firehouse is going. That I saw this early today when I was driving up to work. That building was down to almost the bare ground earlier today. So that was good movement on there. I want to reiterate what Administrator said, doing a turkey drive this year. I think what she said is accurate. I think there are families in town, the surrounding area, in our surrounding town, that are food insecure this year, and this is to help them. We are doing it from now through the 20th, I believe. Correct, Sean? 20th? Every work day. We have a security officer door. They'll help you. If there's a heavy frozen turkey you're trying to carry, the person will help you get it in. And like she said, if you want to do a gift card instead, they can be dropped off at town hall or just slid into the payment mailbox for taxes or bills where they're normally collected. And last thing is the Veterans Day ceremony. It's a nice way to honor all those who served our country in so many ways and recognize them. So appreciate all the response we get every year, and usually have a very, very nice turnout. It's supposed to hold off the inclement weather tomorrow, so we should be able to get our ceremony in. We're excited about that, and look forward to seeing everybody in the morning. That is all I have. With that, I will roll Kerry to any public comment.
The first public comment is Carol.
Carrie, you're on mute.
Okay, how about now?
You're good.
Okay, great. All right.
Carol,
December.
I'm sorry, can you just state your name and address for the record,
Oh,
please?
sure. Carol Balmer, Balmer, Spradley Lane, Middletown. I don't know if you're aware or not, but December 3rd, Hazlet is having a public hearing on the land use application for New Jersey Natural Gas Regulator. Very similar to the one that Holmdel is now litigating. There are 23 waivers and variances, and I'd like to know if the committee plans on participating in this public hearing, or if they're planning on at least consulting with the special attorney to see if it warrants the township's participation. That's my public comment and question. If anybody would like to jump in and answer it, I'd really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, so our special counsel is engaging with anybody who is involved with the lawsuit, and they are welcome to reach out to us. We've been probably, I think, a little more involved than Hazlet, because I think their application with us started a few years ago. I think Hazlet was more recent than ours, so I'm more than willing to help them, and I think anybody from the committee in any way we can, if it could help their situation as well. So always looking to help out a neighboring town. Thank you for your comment. Carrie, anybody else?
There are no other hands up at this time, Mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I have a quick comment.
Hold on one second. There's James Yanello.
Okay.
Good evening, James Yanello, 18 Ladwood Drive. Mr. Collins, with regard to New Jersey Natural Gas, is there any body language from our special counsel how they thought it went? Is there any kind of feedback you can give?
Without telegraphing any legal argument, I think the committee and the special counsel are happy that the committee is certainly happy they've retained special counsel to litigate this case, and the township is glad that it's gone to those lengths, and feels confident after the trial and now in the post-trial submissions that the township's taken every step possible to try and defeat this petition.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Roundtree, I've mentioned before Holmdel Road and the paving, and I think you guys have said it's a county road. You are going to be communicating with the county. Is that a 2021 event, 2022? Do we know where that stands? Because it's still a pretty bad road and it's our road.
Go through all your questions.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. And finally, Greg, congratulations on winning. They threw a lot at you in every venue, 24/7. They stole your signs. They stole your banners. Some real breathtaking things were done and said about you, which it just blows one's mind. But the town should be really proud how you handled yourself throughout this election and the whole year. Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon, can you touch on the on Holmdel Road and potential repaving?
So yes, unfortunately it is a county road, so they're responsible for paving. We have, after previous meetings, reached out to the county to ask them to please consider paving Holmdel Road in their next paving project. They have said that they've heard our request, but they have not officially, as far as I know, announced what road they're doing next year yet. We will keep at them though, we will.
Thank you. Carrie, anybody else in queue?
There are no other hands up at this time, Mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I have a quick comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so just a public service announcement about when you go to buy gift cards, be very careful because there are gift card scams in this area, Hazlet, Holmdel area. Physically observe the gift card, make sure there are no stickers on the back, specifically on top of the codes, barcode, pin code, etc. So make sure that when you buy the gift card, there's nothing temporary that's attached on top of it. So that way the fraudsters don't get, once you activate the card, they will wipe the money out of the gift card. So be careful. Thank you.
Thank you. A comment I'd like to say, I'd like to do a plug for Lieutenant Piggott, Neighborhood Watch. There's a Neighborhood Watch meeting coming up Thursday evening, keeping the Neighborhood Watch captains abreast of what's going on in the town. If anybody does not have a Neighborhood Watch captain in your neighborhood and you'd like to join up, you can please call the non-emergency number at Town Hall. Tell the person who answers that you're interested in getting more information, and Lieutenant Piggott will reach out to you and provide information, answer any questions to get you and or your neighborhood engaged in public watch. It's a great service in the community. That is it. Do I have a motion to close public portion?
Move.
And then motion.
Oh, wait. There was one more comment I just saw.
There's a hand.
Okay.
The next public comment is Nicole.
Hello, how are you? My name is Nicole Guillaume. I live at 102 Tallwood Lane, Lincroft, New Jersey. And so my comment is in regards to last meeting. So I know that committee member Kathy Weber was asked about the ad hoc Human Relations Committee and the progress that has been made since its initiation. Weber told us that one of the ground rules of the committee is confidentiality. We understand that these are difficult conversations, but we ask, how can community members be involved and hold the committee accountable if they are not at all involved and unable to know what these conversations actually consist of? While this committee is a step in the right direction, we need to make sure that it's not performative, but instead enacting real change. So if you could speak on this or just clarify what the committee is hoping to do or how community members can be more involved with it, that'd be much appreciated.
Absolutely. Greg, if I may.
Go ahead. Yep.
So the way the process works is that the committee is working on our set of recommendations, just like the Traffic and Bike Safety Committee did. And once we have those recommendations in a satisfactory shape, we will present those in public to the Township Committee, and the Township Committee will have the opportunity to review them, and the public will have the opportunity to comment on them. And then it will be up to the Township Committee to decide what action they want to take. It is important to remember that whether it be the Traffic and Bike Safety Committee or the Human Relations Committee or the Finance Committee, that these committees are advisory in capacity only. So we're working on a set of recommendations for the Township Committee, and then the Township Committee will be able to discuss them and determine what, if any, action they wish to take. So that is the process.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Carrie, anybody else in queue?
The next public comment is Sarah.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Hi guys, my name's Sarah Faisal, 26 Wild Hedge Lane. Yeah, so I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I just had a few questions about the ad hoc committee as well, if you don't mind. So, I just brought up a few things at the last meeting and everything was directed towards you, Ms. Kathy Weber. So I just had a few questions about the committee. So in terms of ground rules, I was just curious as to why there's like the confidentiality rule amongst all members. So as you said in the last meeting, you are having the difficult conversations that you need to have and coming up with the constructive ways that we as a community can come together. So I just wanted to know why we can't know about what's happening in the conversations. I just wanted to know why we as student activists aren't being included in the difficult conversations when we are the ones that could help bring a lot of change. Because like much of the discrimination that a lot of the people that I had organized with and did stem from school, and a lot of it also happened leading up to and during the 2016 elections when this country started dividing at a faster pace. And I remember when I was part of the Holmdel community, and I went to Holmdel High School at that time and had to experience a lot of that type of division, and that kind of shaped my decision in continuing the BLM activism here in Holmdel. So I wasn't that talkative in high school, but after seeing the way that the township reacted to BLM, I wasn't surprised due to what I experienced. So I just wanted to ask, so why, like, even though we're being told that, we should be using our voice and that the future is ours, why at the same time are we being shut out and excluded from the difficult conversations that you speak of? So I remember you also brought up how you guys came up with around like 4 recommendations. So I was just wondering if we'd be allowed to come up with our own recommendations and then ask the ad hoc committee if they can also talk about these things. But my main concern was how when you are having the difficult conversations the way that they are, why are we not being involved in them? So I do have a lot of respect for the people that are volunteering weekly at these meetings, but at the same time, they're much older than me and their experiences are a lot different than me. And I feel like there are things that I can offer that I feel like can help us bring change to a community as a whole. So that's pretty much the questions that I did have. Thank you and have a great night.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. Sarah, thank you for your input. You may certainly submit any ideas and suggestions to the committee, and feel free to submit them to me if you'd like at my Holmdel Township email. If I get this right, cweber@holmdeltownship.com. Thank you, Wendy. So that, you're welcome to do that. And as I said, once a committee makes recommendations, you'll also have the opportunity to speak to them in public. I take exception in that we do have a young college age representative on the committee. Again, with only 6 members of the public on the committee and trying to have as broad a cross-representation as possible, it isn't possible to have everyone on the committee. But I can assure you we are looking at things from all different perspectives and on all different positions. And, part of getting a working committee to come together and part of healing this country and our town is being able to develop trust and mutual respect. And in order to do that, it is not a simple process when people are coming to it from their various corners and their various positions. And so the committee felt very strongly that we needed to trust each other and have a degree of confidentiality to be able to say things that might be very personal, very hurtful, and to have true conversation in order to help us move forward. So I respect that wish of the committee. And I can say we've been having very respectful but challenging conversation and taking on these really challenging issues that we're facing, not only in our town, but certainly in this nation as well. And our focus, again, as the committee, does not involve the school system. That is beyond our purview. It is focused on the township and on Holmdel Township. And that's where what our recommendations will be forthcoming.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Carrie, anybody else in queue?
There are no other hands up at this time, Mayor.
Cool. So I just want one other clarification on the gift cards. If you opt to drop off a gift card, please leave your name and address, because we want to be able to send out thank yous to people who are making any type of donation, just like we did with the PPE drives over the course of the many months we were doing that. Please include your information, because we want to recognize and at least thank the people who are making donations to help out other families in town. With that is it. Carrie, if nobody else in queue, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Prakash?
Second.
Okay. You're muted. All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Guys, have a great night. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.